Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Oh, more sugar please next time. All right, cheers, take care. Right, James and Doyle join me on another match preview for the West Ham game. Tomorrow's 5:30 kickoff at Anfield. The beautiful lads are both here now. Bonjour.
Hola.
Morning, fellas.
Hola.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Hola.
Sí, señorita. Hola, buenos días. Sí, señor.
Lad Jay even sounds Scouse when he's doing black Spanish. He still sounds Scouse, lad. He's like,
you know that. Hola, abuelos. You know what I mean?
You know that.
Easy.
Right. No, it's good to have you both on. It's been a couple of weeks. It's been extremely busy. Get your random questions in now so that we can, put 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the end of the show today for us to answer these random questions. We had such a laugh last time.
It was good, man.
If you were going to Desert Island, what biscuit would you take? Spoke about coriander. James didn't know what coriander was, which is great.
Still don't have a fucking clue either.
But do get your random questions in. But of course, we're all here today to talk about the big game, the big one at Anfield, 5:30. Statistically, our favourite time to play a football match, apparently. 5:30 on a Saturday. If you're watching now, obviously go and follow these guys. Both of their links to Instagram are in the description, so please go and do that. But also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Kop TV. Drop us a little like and the like. David says, Scouse Spanish. Now I've heard everything. Amir says, hi guys. BBG says, when's it starting? Sorry, we were waiting on a thumbnail. We started a little bit late, but yeah, appreciate you waiting nonetheless. So guys, start off with Doyle. Big one on Saturday. The last time West Ham came to Anfield, it was a 3-2 narrow win. I was at the game. Very up and down. West Ham probably deserved to draw that game. And they've actually not done too badly whenever they've come to Anfield. If you add up their kind of aggregate score in the last 10 years, maybe. Talk to us about the threat that they pose. It seems like this morning, they're no Antonio for tomorrow.
That's what I was just about to say, Gilly. So every year, that kid gives us problems, mate. And this year, he's not gone in because he's not there, lads. So, as well as they played every single year, they rely on him to be a focal point of their attack, lad. And he's not there. So, I'm looking at who they're going to put instead. Like that Souček, maybe? Or who do you want to stick up front?
Probably Halle.
He's not a bad player, but he's not particularly quick. He's a strong, he can hold the ball. No, he doesn't. Yeah. And I feel like come Saturday, we've got Thiago as well. This is the thing. So he's the anomaly. This is what I keep saying. He's the anomaly. He's the one that everyone's going to look at and think, like, going to look at Liverpool and go, yeah, it's going to go like this. But it's not, because he's going to be the one to change the game. I'm really confident that he's going to have a massive impact on Saturday, and it's going to be a different type of Liverpool that we've seen in the last few weeks with him in the team, if that makes sense.
Absolutely agree. I think having Thiago back just instantly takes you from here to here, whether we've got Van Dijk or not. James, talk to me about this one. It's going to be a tight one, I think, but without Antonio, it could be very different if we score early, especially.
Yeah. Well, I actually didn't even know that Antonio was missing the game until you just mentioned it. So, and I'm not going to lie, it's brought a little smile to me face purely for the fact that he is a good player. He brings quality, and you know what, lad, you're right. He is the type of player that will cause us problems. If you look at the problems we've got at the back right now, it's very likely that Reece Williams could be getting a game in this because he's been talked about a lot recently, and Matip's obviously not going to be 100%. So if he doesn't start, then who else are you going to play? Yes, you could play Hendo or Genie, but it's most likely going to be Reece Williams, do you know what I mean? Because he's a natural centre-back. It's only for a couple of weeks. So I think Jurgen Klopp will make do with what he's got there. But when you put that into consideration, with how quick and explosive Antonio is, you probably know he's going to target Reece Williams, and he's probably going to try and leave Joe Gomez because he feels like that's going to be more of an easy game, and that'd be a hard time for Reece Williams. So say if that was the case, and we'll do predictions and stuff in terms of lineups in a bit, but it's just like it does give me a lot more confidence knowing that they now probably have to start a Halle who doesn't really fit to their system, doesn't do well by himself up top, does usually need a couple of wingers right next to him to give him that that supplying into the box, because that's what he is. He's a goal poacher, he's a finisher. That's what Halle's good at. in this system that West Ham are playing right now, which is kind of like either 5-2-3 or like a sort of 5 in the midfield formation kind of thing. It doesn't suit him. So I rate our chances more if he was to start, because that would neutralise them getting goals.
Yeah, I agree.
Some of their other star players. I mean, Declan Rice in the midfield had a great game at Anfield last time out. Obviously, they've got a decent Premier League shot stopper in Fabianski. They've obviously got at the back Bonner, who was their player.
Bonner has been really rated highly by West Ham fans. Even the few that I've spoke to have said, listen, like if there's one person in a 5 at the back formation that can stop Liverpool's attackers, or not even stop them to the point where they can't score, but just keep them out for the majority of the game, it could be Bonner.
This is the thing, they got Cresswell as well, haven't they? They got that Cresswell, he's an alright little player. Fabianski's is a good shot stopper, lad. Like, I'm gutted that we haven't got someone like him as our backup keeper, to be honest, lad. But he's a great goalkeeper. But still, they're on a great form at the moment as well. This is something that we need to take into consideration. And I do think we're talking positively right now, but we still need to be on that A game when it comes to, like, we have to be at our best. So I am worried about Reece Williams starting. I think he's a great little player. But even if Haller starts, Haller's going to be much stronger than him, like he will be. And Haller's strength is his strength. Does that make sense? So if you can get a header in the box against Reece Williams, that is not something I like the thought of. However, if we play well enough, there won't be enough crosses to get into the box to him anyway. Does that make sense? Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah. So I want to see Liverpool have been quite. What you seen what I was like against that 2-0 on that 2-0. I was gutted a little bit, lad. I still felt like I was a bit like, what's happening to Liverpool here? So I want to see Liverpool just come out with a proper performance tomorrow. Even if it's a 2-1 or it's a 1-0, it doesn't matter. I just want to see us perform well and confidently.
That's it. It's just like right now, under the circumstances, we can't be complacent on how we win games. Last season, we won so many games just edging them and scraping them, and we took that because it worked. Now, if we do that in the state that we're in with all these injuries, then, mate, I'll take 3 points any way we can get it, especially with the fact West Ham have shown great resilience this season.
Massive resilience, bro. They played
against tough opposition, against very good opposition.
City. You see City,
Wolves, Leicester, Tottenham, Arsenal, like all these teams, and he plays well against them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is the thing, like, it's not going to be an easy game, but the thing with that is what we just said before. In every single one of them games, Antonio's been there, man. That's been the fella there. Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. But even though Antonio does look like he's going to be missing, they've still got, like you said, Cresswell who can whip a ball in. Snodgrass.
Well, he's been playing more in like a 5 at the Cresswell. He's been playing more in the 5 at the back, but he's been playing as the left-sided centre-back. That's the way I've seen it when I was doing research yesterday on it.
Right,
so they're playing someone else at left-back.
Right.
Can't remember who.
Left-back at the minute. Muasaka.
I don't think it was him. I don't even think it was him, you know.
He might be playing
be, though.
He's got good feet in as well.
They've got good options. They've got good options to put in them places anyway that will cause us problems regardless who they start.
Yeah, this is a good team. Let's not get this messed up here. This is a good team, but our team is better. Like it is. Our team is a better team. So I'm expecting us to win the game still, especially being at Anfield as well. But being on the form they're on, how well they've played this season, it's not going to be easy for us, but I still expect a win from us. I really do.
Yeah, me too. I mean, last season, Fornals scored against us. They've got Jared Bowen, who started the season well. Rice and Souček in the middle.
Yeah.
Got Balbuena. Cresswell plays in that 3, like James was saying. And they've got Masuaku here at left back, according to 90 minutes anyway. And listen, I still think that we will win the game. But I can see them causing some problem, especially in the air. But then, a part of me says, well, David Moyes has played against Jurgen Klopp 5 times and never managed to win. So for him, it's a psychological battle coming to Anfield, and even getting a point would be a great result for him. I mean, I don't actually think, lads, correct me if I'm wrong, please. Has he ever come away with 3 points at Anfield? Ever?
Who, David Moyes?
Yeah.
I don't know, mate.
I mean, do you know what, mate? With the amount of times that we would have played him, not only at Everton but other clubs since then, it wouldn't surprise me if he's probably
Everton and West Ham, isn't it? Really,
I haven't heard much about that now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of Everton.
Nah, he did. He definitely did. He definitely didn't at Everton because he wouldn't have had the time to do it.
And he has. I doubt. I mean, we haven't lost at home for 3.5 years. He's
David Moyes gets his pants pulled down at Anfield, mate.
Like I said in the last game, the thing that Liverpool do, and it's frustrating, but it's what we do at the moment, is we find the next gear. So we don't necessarily blow people's heads off anymore. We don't just like score 4 goals, 3 goals, and that's it, and we play well all game. We just do what we need to do to win the game. Does that make sense? So if it's 1-1, we'll find the next goal to score for the 2-1. And that's it. We're not going to look for the 3-1. We're not going to get a 4-1. What, lads?
That's exactly what we did against them last time.
That's what we did against Everton. If you look at Everton, lads, we got asked questions every single time in the game. And every single time we answered them, we just got fucking bumped by VAR. So we do. That's what Liverpool are good at. So I'm confident if they ask questions on Saturday that we will answer them and respond well, because that's what Liverpool are fucking boss at, mate. We're just not very good at the moment at attacking the game. At the moment, we're not, and that's what Thiago's going to do, lads. He's going to attack the game for us and get them players at the top going. Jota needs to start as well, in my opinion.
I think that's a very good point to mention, Thiago, because this is a game changer. We've known the games that he has came in and just played 45 minutes against Chelsea, the game that he had against Everton. He assisted what was the man of the assist. He assisted the assist of what was the winning goal against Everton. You know what I mean, lads?
He started the play, lads.
But he created it though. Like that, you could arguably give that goal to him, and he never even got the direct assist. It's like he does show a lot to the team, and I don't know if West Ham can handle the intelligence of a player like him, and I don't know if many teams can, and that's not disrespecting West Ham, but when Thiago plays, it's a game changer, boys. Do you know what I mean?
It is, lads. You're watching the game, bro, and you can see all 22 players, bro, and you still can't see the passes that he can see on that pitch, bro. You'll be looking at one place.
He knows the game 10 seconds before you do.
Yeah,
he knows what's going to happen in 10 seconds time, and you don't. That's
you look where you think he's going to pass it there, so your eyes go to that spot where you think he's going to pass it, lad, and he's done a different pass, lad, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It's madness, lad. He knows what he's doing.
Boss.
His map of the game is just sensational, lads. It's the way, isn't it?
Chess. As simple as that, lads. He's playing 8D chess, Thiago.
Yeah, he is 8D chess, lads, yeah.
Here's one
seen it for 90 minutes, lads.
Here's one for you, though. Even though Antonio might be out, it does look like West Ham will probably give their debut to Saïd Benrahma, who they've just spent all that money on from Brentford.
Right, listen,
he's a good player.
He's a good player, and this is why Liverpool fans and Liverpool should be worried in general, because it is usually a Liverpool thing to do, to let a new signing have a great start to their new career. Remember Anthony Martial at Manchester United? I hated that day, but listen, that's just a prime example. Did Marcus Rashford score when he was first bursting onto the scene against us as well? And then there's other examples of new signings who've come in and done well. So it doesn't surprise me if he comes in and gets a goal or two here and makes himself a little name off Liverpool Football Club. But hopefully we can neutralise that, and hopefully with it being his debut, we can push him about a little bit and be like, listen, mate, you chill your role. This is the Premier League and you're facing the fucking champions.
This is why we need to have Reece Williams, lad, because as much as I want to see the youngsters play in high pressure games like this where we need a win, it's gonna be difficult for them playing against good players.
So Doyle, are you so you're saying you don't want to see Reece Williams play? And I'm not even saying you're no, listen, lads,
not this
weekend.
Don't.
But yeah, no, that's what I mean. That's what I mean for this game, and that's sound that you're saying that, lads. Yeah, but who are you playing in that position for? Hendo. Sweet. Yeah. I just wanted to, and I'm not disagreeing with you there. I think that's
Hendo needs to be on the pitch no matter what game it is, in my opinion. Hendo needs to be there.
The lineup prediction, guys. You've absolutely butchered it now. So
it's all right, lads. It's all right, lads.
No, but that Benrahma, from what I've seen of him, he looks like a little bit of a Mahrez type of player, the kind of North African silky. Probably has a little bit of shisha at the weekend, a bit of Drake. You know, he's one of these fellas, but he looks like an absolute baller, James. I mean, what have you seen of him? If he does play against us, trust me, like he's going to be floating in between those lines and trying to hurt us.
I've actually watched only a few clips of him, and I'm actually not lying. I'm not being that guy who just said, yeah, I've watched a few YouTube clips. I actually have, because I remember hearing about it, and I was actually very impressed with what I saw. Now, what he's going to offer against us, he's going to want to get at us because he's going to have that confidence. You know, if you play Liverpool Football Club, your confidence grows a little bit more, or your hunger grows a little bit more when it gets to approaching that game, especially if he's being given the nod. Especially if he's being given a nod. to be able to start, save. He already knows right now. He knows that if he can attack Trent or whatever side he plays on, whether it's Trent or Robbo, if he's playing against Robbo, it'll be a much more difficult time. But if it's against Trent, then that could be an opening for him to be able to beat him a few times. And like you said, Alex, he has vibes of a Mahrez where he can beat a man, but also try and find it on his preferred foot and then get it into the net. So it will be a problem. He will cause problems, but any team in the Prem right now has one or two standout players. That doesn't mean that we can't still neutralise them. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like push him about, bully him, but just remember that you're better than them as a whole. And we should not be worried about some new signing just because they've spent this amount on him. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant until we see him play. But we can stop him from what we know. We're not going to be thinking, yeah, Ben Rama's going to do this to us. But we have to be aware, as you do anyone.
Yeah,
Ben Rama there. Sorry, go on.
He is a good player, lads. I've seen him at a few clips of him myself. He's what you said. He beats a man one-on-one. He can get it into the net from far away, from close, whatever he wants. But like I said, still, it's his first game. He's never played with the team. So as much as it's going to be, we're a little bit like, oh, he's playing and he's a good player and that, he's never played with them, lads. So his chemistry and all that is going to be crap. It's not going to be good at the moment, mate. So we'll see what he plays like. We'll have to see first. How tall is he? Is he a big man?
I think he's only about 5'9", 5'10".
No problem, lads. No problem.
Yeah,
just get Gomez to just...
But then again, you said no problem. Obviously, a huge plus that Antonio's out. Ben Rama comes, but Lanzini's on fire as well. You've seen his goal against Tottenham.
Yeah.
He hasn't been.
I wouldn't say he's on fire, lads. I'd say he just scored a belter goal, lads.
He hasn't been playing. He came on against Tottenham, but I think that's actually the only appearance he has this season. I might be wrong there, but I swear when I was looking yesterday, that's what it said.
He's a decent little player, lads.
He's a good player to bring on off the bench. He will, you know what I mean? We know that in years gone by, he's been good for them, and obviously to bring him on against Tottenham, he was their star substitution, whereas Tottenham were bringing on fucking Bale. So the fact that he came on and made an impact in that game, we should be worried. But
I haven't said that, lad, yeah. Bale missed his chance, lad, and then Lanzini scored
Lanzini buried it, you know what I mean? But it's just like he's not going to score that against Alisson, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I doubt it. That's what Alisson will be in a better position. He'll make that shot look easy. So he saves it in his fucking sleep. That's what
Alisson's boss. Yeah. Alisson's saving it.
Lanzini's good though, lads. He's got quality. Do you know what I mean? But I don't even see that he'll get many minutes in this game.
This is what I mean. Like, there's no like Mo Salah or Sadio Mane in that team, and the only player that was like that was Antonio. He was definitely dangerous and unique, and had a definite threat to him that no other player sort of had. So that's why I'm like, yes, they're playing well, but also the momentum will be halted a little bit by Antonio being gone. They'll have a little bit of they'll want Ben Rama to do well. That's about it, really. Like, we'll just have to see. We just have to be on our A game, and we have to score a few goals, I think, and that's it, really.
Yeah, 2 goals. We obviously have to get some goals in. I think earlier rather than later pretty much settles up. Go into half time with a lead. We rarely throw that away. Some actual breaking news coming in to us just here. Mitchell said it here. So breaking news on Virgil van Dijk, and that news is that he has successfully undergone surgery on the knee ligament injury that he had earlier, obviously, that he sustained earlier this month. Still no time put on it from the club. They're quite reluctant to do that at this stage. But everyone on Twitter now, James Pearce and all the rest of them, say Van Dijk has undergone surgery in London on his injury. LFC say it was conducted successfully, and he will now immediately focus on the beginning of his rehabilitation with the support of the Reds medical department. But the club's still reluctant to place a time frame on his return to action. So there you go. Safe.
It'll be the end of the season, like it'll be the end of the season. That's what's going to happen. He's going to try and get back to have 2 games or something at the end of the season. That's what'll happen, bro.
Listen, do you know what, lads? I'm just happy today. A bit of good news. And do you know what? People are going to say, why, how is that good news? It's good news because he's just fucking successfully gone through surgery. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's what we need to do. We just need to focus on going forwards. We need to stop focusing on the fact, he did get injured. Now he's making progress, boys, so I'm happy to hear about that.
Lad, do you know what else? He can still talk as well, lad. He can still be in the dressing room and still have an effect that way. Like, he's still got the brain that he's got, lad. His legs broke, but his fucking brain isn't, you know what I mean? Yeah. So he can still pass on all the stuff that he knows and watch them. Like, I'm sure, I bet you, lad, he'll probably have Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp will probably have him watching a few sessions with a few of the back line and probably get him to, go through a few drills with them and do certain things with them, lad. I guarantee it, because it'll be a way of keeping him motivated as well, lad. I guarantee it, bro. You'll be doing that. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. And also, boys, did you see that Fab's injury is not that bad?
Yeah, Fab's injury
Yeah.
is not too
So,
bad.
You know what I mean? That's all I saw.
It says Lanzini was lined up as a Coutinho replacement at one point, but he's made out of cheese strings. So, yeah, fair play. Let's get into a lineup prediction then. This is going to be really tough because I think we've all got different ideas, but we're going to try and put a combined one together. Darren here says, yup, lads, happy Friday. Let's hammer the hammers. And David Moyes has never won at Anfield, which, again, just confirms the rumours.
Lovely.
So we'll do a player each. I'm going to jump in there first and foremost. I think Alisson is raring to start at Anfield again in the Premier League. Looking forward to seeing him just bring a bit more composure to the back line. I don't know if you guys saw the clip on Wednesday night, but one of the journos in the stands actually caught it on camera, and it was Alisson basically controlling the back line. And
right, what have I been saying?
Aware.
What have I been saying for like the past few weeks? It's Alisson is not just a great goalkeeper physically. He is a voice. He is a presence. Yeah. In fact, you can probably say he is just as, if not possibly more important than any other player in that whole fucking squad. That's how good Alisson is. We all need to realise it. Like, people rate him, and people rate him highly. But you could actually argue Alisson's in some way underrated just for the fact he doesn't play. Where realistically, it should actually make eyes of fans more open to how good he actually is, because he's there telling the boys what to do. Have you seen the way we've improved defensively? Joe Gomez is actually looking good again. Like, we just established that. You can say what you want about the opposition, but at the end of the day, he's playing well and he's looking dominant again. That's because of the presence and the voice that Alisson has to offer. So it doesn't surprise me that a journalist has gone in and zoomed in and recorded on Alisson, which is something that he does every game. Do you know what I mean, lads? It's boss, mate. And that's why I love Alisson.
You see it, lads. You definitely see it. Like, well, you notice it when Adrian's not there. It's not because he's not as good as Alisson. It's because he doesn't command the back line, lad. The defenders are not confident that he can do anything.
He's not as good as Alisson either, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he doesn't command anything.
His voice isn't there, it's his presence. But I do think Alisson will start against West Ham now.
Definitely, lad. Alisson's going to start, lad, and get that back line going like Sam, bro.
Yeah, can't wait for him to come in. He really is a commanding voice at the back, and with Virgil gone as well. And if we are to play a younger centre back as well, you'd expect that Alisson will help along the way. I mean, let's all agree now, lads. We'll both go with Trent and Robbo. But I want to start with you two to give me a centre-back partner each.
I want Hendo and Gomez.
James?
I don't know.
You don't know which centre-backs to play against West Ham?
I don't know. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny with you. I'm not even... Nah, he is. I'm not even trying to be funny with you. It's just like... I don't have a clue because Matip isn't available from my knowledge. So then
it's hard work, lad.
You've got Hendo, you've got Genie who's played there before. Some people throw in Milner, but I don't think I want him to play
Milner there neither, lad.
But then I come to the conclusion of Reece Williams, and I'm like, I understand it might not be the greatest of ideas, but at the same time, he's the only that. But I'll go with Hendo.
How tall is Reece Williams, boys? How tall is he?
He's tall. He's like 6'4".
He's quite a tall lad, isn't he? He is tall, isn't he?
I'd say, yeah.
6'4".
I would say.
Tall.
Well, listen, Klopp is 6'5", so, and when he stood next to Klopp, they were pretty much the same height.
Okay, didn't know that. Like, that changes a lot for me in my mind about Reece Williams. Like, I'm not going to lie.
He's obviously a thoroughbred centre-back, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's probably, if fit, our actual next choice, logically.
I'm going with Reece Williams. The way the club has like backed him as well, the way Jurgen spoke about him, I'm going with Reece Williams because he even does look like a presence, and I think that's what Jurgen Klopp wants in his back line at the moment. And also, we forget, let me go back to a point that I was saying about Alisson before. Let's see how much better a Reece Williams looks with an Alisson behind him.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, he did play well.
Because he's got the physical attributes to be a good centre-back, even right now, at the age that he is. It's just his mentality isn't there. But when he's got the brains basically just behind him, saying it for him, then maybe we see a much elevated performance. Do you know what? I'm confident again now that I've came up with. Do you know when you come up with a little pattern? And like, do you know what? That makes sense, mate. Makes sense. So, you know what? I'm going with Reece Williams, and with Alisson behind him, he turns into the new Van Dijk. Fuck it.
Sound, yeah.
Nah, but you never know.
So we're going for Alisson, Trent, Reece Williams, Joe Gomez, and Robertson. I actually, after that little debate there, lads, and that's actually really helped me, and hopefully the viewers as well. But after we've spoken about that, I actually have a lot more confidence in Reece, because if you come on 30 minutes into a Champions League game at home and not only keep a clean sheet, but don't put a foot wrong, you kind of say to the manager, well, this was my audition. Put me in a fucking big one on Saturday, and I'll prove to you that I can be your fourth choice. You don't need to get anyone in January. I am it. I'm here.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? No, but you know what? I hope Reece has that mentality, because that's what I want all my players to have, and it would be beautiful to see. It would be beautiful to see a player come through our system and actually make his claim into the squad, and he gone, wait there, are you just saying that you need a new fucking centre back? Do you know who you're dealing with here? You know how good I am? Like, are you fucking crazy? You absolute wet wipes. Let me show you, and that's what I hope he does if he starts.
Trent did that, did he? That's exactly what Trent did, lad. Trent is just
like he just knew he was that good at football, though.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
He just knew he was better than everyone. So,
he did, lad. He was calm about it as well. He's just like, I'm just better than everybody, aren't I, lad?
You even look how calm he is now. It's like he knows how good he is, but he doesn't need to.
He's like Gerrard, lad. He's like a new Gerrard, like, because Gerrard was like that as well. Gerrard was best than everyone. He was just like, yeah, I'm Steven Gerrard. I'm just better than everybody. Just the best, aren't I, lads?
A lot of people with split decisions on social media. A lot of people
win aerial battles.
It has to start at the back with Gomez, but then a lot of people on this stream are saying, I go for Reece. We need to win aerial battles. Reece Williams with Gomez, no other choice really. So people aren't even considering Hendo at centre back. But then again, lads, if you put Hendo and Gomez at centre back, considering Fabinho's out, Keita's out, who do you play in midfield if you do go for the Henderson-Gomez partnership?
Gini, Thiago, Milner.
Is that what you'd go with, yeah?
Oh, so we use going with the 4-3-3 nailed on, yeah?
No. So let me get this straight. I'm giving you two options here. We either go with Reece Williams and Gomez, which I'm happy with, or we go with Hendo and Gomez, which I'm happy with. But if we do the second option, I know in your head, James, it's Reece and Joe all day long, and that's kind of what I am now. But for the people watching, if Klopp does choose Hendo and Gomez, which he could do, boys, he's done it before, it's an option.
Listen, lads, we've got Bobby there.
Does Milner get in?
Lads, no. What we could do, we could put Bobby as a centre attacker mid, Thiago and Gini behind him, and then put Jota up on the right wing, Salah up front, and Mane on the left or something, lads.
That's a good shot.
Like, we could play different formations, lad. This is what we've got this for, lads. We can still put Bobby and Jota on, and they're both warehorses, so they count as midfielders in a way. Does that make sense? So I feel like play Hendo at the back, play Gini and Thiago behind Bobby, and then Jota on the right with Salah in the middle, Mane on the left.
James, you like that?
I'd go with a 4-2-3-1. Here's me reasoning behind it. So the same back five that we've just concluded there, but the two in front of the centre backs, just to give that little bit more cover to Reece Williams, just so we can provide that little bit more confidence with him being there, with it being his first game in the Premier League if he is to start. So I go with them. Then Hendo and see, now this is where it gets a bit funny, because if Thiago's fit, you put him back in there. And then if you move slightly more up the pitch to have the three behind the striker, then you can go with a Firmino, Jota and Mane, and then Salah up top. But then you're taking Gini out of that team. Yeah. So it's a difficult one. But I'll go with Hendo and Thiago to sit in front of the back four.
It's a nice midfield, that,
and then the three midfield, the left mid, right mid, and attacking mid, Firmino, Mane, and Jota, and then Salah up front.
Hey, our midfield, imagine when it gets full strength, when we've got Fab, Hendo and Thiago in the midfield.
I just can't wait to see
just
that.
Think how nice that team sounds with the fact there's no Van Dijk in that. There's no there's no Fabinho in that. And then you've got Reece Williams coming in and it still sounds boss.
I like the Hendo-Thiago partner. I feel like they'd work really well together, because Hendo would basically just be like, I'm going to let you be the most creative motherfucker ever. That's what, like, but just, I'm going to run back.
And Doyle, if I told you, say if I'm the Liverpool manager and I'm saying, Doyle, mate, I need you. Basically, we're fucked. All of our players are injured to fuck. We need you in the back four. But don't worry, though, because you're playing around Jordan Henderson, Andrew Robertson, who else? Thiago,
Gomez, Alisson.
and Alisson. Alisson's behind you. Oh, and you've got a little physical specimen in Joe Gomez next to you. So will you take the job? Yes, nice one, lad. But you would, though.
You're on it.
You'd rate your chances into an alright playing around.
Yeah, you would, lads, you would. And I'd like to think what you said, Jay, with the mentality of the players. I'd like to think that they are all ready and hungry for this. And I like, he's gonna be, isn't he? He's gonna be like, I want to play, lads. Like, play me. Yeah. I want to play. So fair play.
Like, I like this one. This shout here we've got a lot of different options to go with, both in real life and on this stream. So it's brilliant, the different opinions. Thiago defensive midfield with Hendo and Ginny. That would mean to me, with David saying that Reece Williams plays at centre back.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's a decent. I like that one though as well, lads. I really
do you know what? I'm happy with any of them, and this is the beauty about having a good deep squad, because it allows us to have fun in games like this. Don't get me wrong, you will prefer your majority starting 11, but at least if you are going to go through a crisis of injuries, you have got players like fucking Genie to choose from. Like, and now you realise how boss is it that we kept Genie Wijnaldum, boys.
Yeah, like, boss, like, we always like to keep him.
Serious though, like, because we sold him to Barcelona. Like, let's be real. Like, we'd be looking back at that now and thinking, mate, we should have kept him. Like, why are we selling him for free to Barcelona? You know what I mean?
Genius, lads.
So I was thinking where he went then.
So see that as well, lad. Signed it for me in there.
He's quality, Genie's boss, man.
He invited me to his box, lad, to watch the game. And I met his family and all that, and Trent and his family and all that, lad.
That's boss.
Took me mates down with me. Took me bird at the time, lad. It was boss, lad. So that's a little thing from it, lad. Little thing. I've got a. Give me some coasters as well, lad. Some Scout coasters, some Liverpool legends, lad. All that type of stuff, lad. We love Genie, lads. We absolutely love Genie.
Yeah, love Genie. Searing here says that he won't play Genie and Hendo, but he might use Shaqiri as a player to break the deep line of West Ham, because these two players aren't creative enough.
Do you know what? I can see why, but this is the thing. This is why I want to play Jota and Bobby, because Bobby is creative and Jota he's a similar player to Bobby, but he's not as creative. He's just a workhorse. Does that make sense? So I want to see a bit like he's like a mix of Mane and he's got the body of Firmino, and he plays sort of like a B-Tech Mane. Do you get what I mean? He hasn't got the ability of them players, but he's got the work rate of everybody. So I want to see Bobby with the creativity and Jota with the work. That's what I want to see, mate.
I want to see Jota start this game. I actually done a video on Jota this morning, and I was basically just trying to offer to the people who was watching that he is a lot better than what we think. And I actually titled the video Jota to replace Sadio Mane at Liverpool. And I weren't saying now, and I weren't saying even next week. I'm talking about overall, with the fact he's 23, with the fact he's played in Champions League before with, was it Porto? Porto did he play in the Champions League with? And then he's obviously had a good spell at Wolves. Like, what he's shown so far in terms of the player that he is and the mentality that he's got. We mention mentality a lot, but we know that's what Jurgen Klopp looks for in his players. He tries to find the balance of those who can compete when the team's playing well week in, week out, and the ones who can turn up when the team isn't doing so well. Do you know what I mean? You need to find that balance of a player. I think Jota's got that, and I want to see him start getting more included into the team. I want to see him play against the West Hams, because I feel like you're basically not guaranteeing, but you're almost guaranteeing yourself an extra goal when he plays. Could I be getting overexcited about him just because he scored in his first few games? Possibly, but I'm also allowed to be excited if he's shown good signs, and nothing but good signs. So
exactly, lads. You're allowed to be.
I think he's got to start.
I agree, lads, and I think Bobby is. I think the whole point of this is not to make Bobby feel pushed out as well. Does that make sense?
But he hasn't been playing well, so it's we're not saying drop him. We're not saying drop him. We're saying just change.
Put him in a different position.
Let's put you in a position where you will play well, where you will flourish.
And also, the pressure is not so much on you to score goals anymore. Now the actual pressure is to create goals. That's what your job is now, and you're good at that.
Exactly, and now all that tracking back that you used to do at number 9, you can actually do now.
Do that as well.
In the midfield,
exactly, lad. That's why I want to see Bobby implemented as a midfielder nowadays. You know, I want to see him slowly getting dropped into the centre of the
Jota will stay at the top. Jota will stay up front. So that's how you know he'll be probably more likely to get a goal than Firmino.
I can't imagine the creativity in the midfield, with Thiago and Bobby Firmino. That's madness, lads.
No, I've always said, It's like you've got to think when Bobby last peaked, it was the 17-18 season. For half of that year, he had Coutinho in that team. So it's like, if you had a Thiago in there week in, week out, mate, then it's just looking like a different
They're just going to be like Jogger Benito, lads, you know, like, ooh.
Listen, lads, I can't fucking wait. Like, even though it has been a crazy season, like, I still just can't wait for the next game, or can't wait for the... Like, it's mad, you know that, because I do just look forward to seeing a Thiago, and we are very blessed to see the players that we've got in our team, lads. It's mad.
I know, like, we've only seen Thiago play, like, 90 minutes in total, probably. And we're all proper excited to see him play, like, because he's just that good. Yeah. We know how good he is from watching him for that long, lads. Just looking at him. It's insane, lads.
Right, let's round up the final team that we've all agreed on then. So, Alisson, Trent, Reece Williams, Joe Gomez, Robertson, Hendo, Thiago, Firmino, Jota, Mane, and Salah. Is that what we're going for then, lads? Yeah?
Yeah, I would like that one. Yeah.
I like that too. It's a very... it's balanced. It's inexperienced. It's experienced, but I think it's more than enough to still put away West Ham at home. Searing here says, "What's your opinion on Origi? I don't think he's impressed Klopp. I mean, both of you guys know that Origi starting the Champions League game on Tuesday night or Wednesday night, whenever it was a huge chance for him. It was probably one of the little chances he'll get this whole season to start a game." There was reports the other day about him moving on in January. I mean, I personally wouldn't want to sell him unless we bring someone in to replace him in January. If we can't, then let's keep him till the end of the season.
Yeah, with the Origi thing, I'm actually going to be fair to the player here, and obviously, you know, I don't like saying anything bad about Jurgen Klopp, but I don't think he's playing him in the right position, Alex. Why are you playing him on the left? He's not a left winger. He's never been a left winger. All of his best games for you, you know, you think of the Barcelona, you think of the Dortmund. He was in the middle, and like, he's a goal poacher. He can get on the end of them. He's our only striker at the club. Did you know that? Try and find another striker at Liverpool in the first team. You're not going to find one. Because Firmino, just because he wears a number 9, he is not a striker. Origi is a goal poacher. And, like, I'm not saying start him every week, but when you're going to play him, put him in the middle. And, like, why are you putting Minamino in the middle instead of him? He can't compete with them big centre-backs, Minamino. Like, put him on the wing in his natural position. When we played against Salzburg or whatever team it was that he played for before, it was like he played well against us because he was on the wing and he was causing us problems there.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Haaland was up front and he was there supplying him. So if you get a supplier, if you get someone who can put the balls away in Origi, he might not be as good as Haaland, but he can finish a goal. And put Minamino on the width with either Shaqiri or Jota on the other side, then that works better. Play to his strengths. It was like Lukaku. Look at him at Inter now because they play to his strengths more often than what a Man United did for him, and he still got goals there. Origi would be the same case, but I feel sorry for him because he's not getting enough game time. When he has had a consistent run of games, he's done well for Liverpool. He's our only striker at the club, and every time he gets a start, he plays on the left. That's my confusion.
I agree, lad. I agree with that. It is right. He needs to be played in his preferred position. But at the same time, lad, he needs to understand that, you know, this is a team full of quality.
I love that comment from Leo.
It's a lad's team, isn't it? He just needs to understand that he's in a team full of absolute quality, lad. And if he doesn't push himself to the point where he needs to be, he's not going to be starting games, lad. And it's as simple as that. We love Divock. Everyone loves Divock, lad. But got to score goals, bro. Got to score goals.
No, you've got to score goals, but how are you going to do that on the left?
Yeah, I know, lad, but find a way, bro. Find a way.
Have some respect to King Divock, Doyle, please.
Find a way, lads.
Find a way. He's telling the man who basically confirmed our Champions League in however God. Find a way, lads. Don't speak to him like he's a peasant, Doyle.
That's what the best players do, lad. They find a way, bro.
He's gave me my greatest day.
Played on right mid, lads.
Doyle,
and he's looking now, lads, flying.
Doyle, my 3 greatest days in my lifetime, and I can only speak to myself. All of them involved Divock Origi, Dortmund 4-3, Barcelona 4-0, and the Champions League motherfucking final to get number 6, baby.
We love you, Divock, lads. We absolutely love you, lads.
I can imagine us being at a game, right? Us 3, we're sitting on the main stand towards the left-hand bit of the Kop, and Origi's out there on the left, and a throw-in comes in, and Doyle goes, "Fucking hell, Divock." Yeah, and he's like, I'll take the throw, and he goes, "Yeah, well, tell him to fucking put me up front then. I'm not on the left."
Score, now, hey, listen, lad. He does find a way anyway, because if you notice, right, if you've noticed about 5 of Divock's goals have been coming from the left wing. He's proper on a tight angle. He does like a step over, whips it to the right, and then just whips it in bottom bin. And you know what goals I'm talking about, lads? What?
His goal against Newcastle at the end of last season. Perfect.
That was an header, that one, lad.
That was the season before, Doyle, mate. Last season, we won 2-0 and Origi scored. So he cut in on his right and pinged it. So this was after lockdown as well. So get your facts straight, mate. Okay. But yes, he did score a header at Newcastle the season before. Correct. We won 3-2. There was fans in the stadium. Great moments he's given us. But those moments, his touch and movement is annoyingly poor. Again, I do think he needs to be played down the middle. If you're going to play him at all, it's very similar to when Henry, obviously very different levels of talent, but Henry was used on that left a lot. And then as soon as he goes up front, becomes the Premier League's best ever player, essentially. Now, I'm not saying for 1 second that Divock is on that level, but yes, he is a cult hero, but Klopp does need to put him in the middle.
That's it. And Alex, you actually said it spot on before, my mate. You said, you know what, if you're not going to use him right, then replace him. I'll agree with that. If Jurgen Klopp just doesn't want him, mate, Silence. Do you know what, lad? Fair enough. Because who am I to say that you're wrong?
All right then, boys. Well, I've got a question for you, right?
Go on.
Why isn't he in your starting lineup?
Because he's not our starting striker.
There you go.
but Doyle, no offence, my mate, and Doyle, you know I have a lot of respect for you and a lot of love for you. You've literally just made 0 points off that. Like, I don't know what you mean. No, you're not. You haven't. What we're saying, no, because you've just asked me why isn't he in your starting 11. I gave you the answer because he's not supposed. I don't want him to start.
Listen to this, bro.
But what I'm trying to offer to you, no, because Alex mentioned the Midtjylland game the other day. Why are you playing on the left? You're saying find a way. I'm saying to you, no, put him in his right position. Put Minamino in his right position. Oh my God, you've got two players who weren't playing in the right position before. Now they're playing in the correct one. Oh my God, they're probably going to play better. That's what I was saying.
So Origi is our only striker.
Who's our other striker?
So
name another striker.
If he's our only striker,
name another one. Name another
then
one.
He should be playing as
name
a striker at the club.
Name another one.
But he's not good enough. So we're playing non-strikers.
Name another one. No, Salah is a better finisher. He will find more finishes in the goal, of course. But if you talk about an out-and-out striker,
lads, I love Divock, all right, lad. We all love Divock, but
I'm not saying you don't. It's not cutthroat.
It is. You have to find a way, lads. You just.
I'm not saying you're wrong if you want a replacement, Doyle, but there is not another striker at Liverpool Football Club right now. We had two in the transfer window. We have Ryan Brewster and Divock Origi. That just because Ryan Brewster never played in the starting 11 doesn't make him not a number 9. He's still a number 9. Do you know what I mean?
What I mean by
Salah
this is
fits this system better.
What I mean by this is if Origi was good enough to start, he would, because he's our only striker, and he's not.
It's not
so
particularly
he's not starting.
true, though.
Why?
To say that he's not good enough isn't right. He's not good enough on the left. You're right. He's not good enough on the left. But if you play him up front,
I don't think he's good enough up front either, mate. I think he's a great super sub, mate. I think his role in a football team is to come on the 60th, 70th minute, inject a bit of pace, something different, and try and get in that the box for a goal poaching opportunity. That's what I think. What type of player he is. I don't think he's a starting 11 player. I'm not going to lie to you, lad, and that's why he hasn't started.
Doyle, this is why I'm saying to you, he's not. I haven't said once in that whole sentence that he's a starting 11 player. I've said he needs to come in as a striker when he's called upon. Divock Origi, I don't think he even wants. Obviously, he wants deep down to be Liverpool's starting player, but I think he knows. I think he knows that he's not going to get there. But what I'm saying is, when you play him, when you do. So, for example, the Midtjylland game the other day, play him in that number 9. I'm not saying that you're wrong for saying he's not good enough. I agree, he's not good enough to be the best team in the world's number 9. But what he is good enough to do is play number 9 when you're putting out your second string side.
It's just a thing for me, lads.
No, but listen, instead of a Minamino, instead of a Shaqiri, why are you playing them striker? So do you think Minamino is better a striker than Origi? Because if so, I don't know what evidence you've been able to gather to come up with that.
I don't, lad. No,
but so do you agree with me when I say Divock Origi is the only striker at the club?
100%. That was my point, mate. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying because he's the only striker at the club. If he was good enough to be the only striker, lad, then he would start, and he's not. So we're playing other players. And the way I see it is, in football, when I was growing up playing football, lads, you were told a good player can play anywhere, lads. And that's just the way it works. Like, that's the way I see football, lads. It doesn't matter where you get put on the pitch. Yes, you can't be as effective as you want to be, but you can still make it work in some kind of way. For example, Bobby Firmino, lads, he's not a number 9, and we've been playing him as a striker for 2 years, 3 years, and he's made it work in some kind of way, lads, for hitting it his way. So that's my point that I'm trying to get across, lad. If he wants to play for Liverpool and he wants to be in this, the mixer, he has to make it work. Because unfortunately, there's so much quality all over the team. He's not going to get it the way he wants to get it all the time, lad. That's just the way football is. So I just think he's got to work it, lads. He's just got to do something to prove I'm adaptable. I can play. You know what I mean? He needs to do that, bro. But I agreed. It should be fair, and if he's given opportunities as well, he should be given opportunities in his preferred position where he can show his best and his most effective game, which I do agree with. But when it comes to playing for Liverpool, I think you just got to work hard no matter where you are on that pitch. And sometimes on that game, lads, I just thought he was a bit like in that game, the last game he played, and that's just me, mate.
Question here from Jamie: does Doyle have a YouTube channel?
Nah, kid.
Needs to happen.
Get one then. Make that when you come off this stream. Fucking hell. Honestly, bro. No, you think I'm laughing, Doyle? I'm being dead serious. I'm being serious. You need to make a YouTube channel ASAP, bro.
Make a fucking YouTube channel, lad.
All right, boys.
If you don't, yeah, it's nice. So there you go. Doyle, you've heard it. It's on camera here. After this stream, he's going to get on YouTube, make his own channel, and then I'm going to start putting the links in. He's going to grow. The Kop TV is going to grow. James will help us all as well. And then we all win.
But you say James will help us all as well. Like
Jay just underneath us, just pushing us up like that, lad. Is yours the one underneath us, lads? Yeah.
Just I'm John Jones because now he's going up to heavyweight in the UFC, isn't he? So lad, now I'm John Jones.
Yeah?
Building up the yeah, lad. Right. He's becoming a big chesty fella, lad. Now he's like,
So there you go. Let us know in the comments if you would subscribe to Doyle's channel. Listen. And forget coming on here. You should have your own YouTube channel for your freestyle skills anyway, bro. You've got 1,000 videos that you could be putting on YouTube that you've already made and that are just sitting there, yeah?
I just play footy, boys. Like, so my deal is like...
Shut up. The F2 play footy as well, but they fucking film it. And they've got £1 million houses that they're sitting in, yeah?
Fair play, boys.
For fuck's sake, Doyle.
Oh, yeah.
You play footy. You play footy. No, seriously, bro. I'm only saying this because I love you and I want you to grow and want you to be known for not just being this freestyle guy. Get on YouTube, put all these videos out that you've already made. Your BT Sport advert that you're in, your school teaching. Get it all up there and whack in a little match review now and again. Trust me, you'll be golden. I'm only saying it because I love you, bro, and I'm passionate. Anyway.
Nice job, please.
There's one comment here that I was tempted to show, and I guess I will now. But Andre, guys, we have just one centre back available for tomorrow. I can imagine they'll break our home record at Anfield. He's the only fella in the whole stream.
And we know this, right, lad? We know this. We know in our heads, yeah, that's a point, and that's a very valid point, lad. But we're not trying to do that to ourselves because we're all about positivity on this channel. Yeah, it's all about making sure that we have the enthusiasm.
I'm not gonna lie.
Who wants to go into a game, lad, and be like, "Hey, we're gonna lose," you know? But that's like you never.
Do you know what's mad? Yeah, like I actually feel so much better because I found out Antonio probably isn't gonna play, and I've come up with a good enough solution to Reece Williams actually possibly being able to have a good game in this one. So I'm all right with it now, you know. Like,
honestly, you just got to kid yourself, lad. That's all you got to do, lad. Just kid yourself, mate. Just kid yourself, lad. And then right, all as well, lad. What was the last lad that come on here? He said that VAR didn't exist. There you go, lad.
Oh, yeah.
Do stuff like that if you want, lad. VAR doesn't exist.
I mean, it does.
It does. It definitely does.
It definitely does.
It definitely does. But if you want it to not exist, lad, in your reality, lad, that's not a problem.
100%.
And therefore, Reece Williams is the new Virgil van Dijk.
Love that. Listen, a couple of random questions to get towards the end of the show. We've definitely covered the match itself. We've covered the starting 11. Let's get into some questions. So this one for both of you, random question. If you've got £2 to get a scran from Tesco's, what would you get? Bearing in mind a meal deal costs £3. So
that, lads.
You're annoying. You're not choosing the meal deal. It's only £2. What we choose?
Fucking hell, lads. What can you get with £2 nowadays? £2 when I was a kid, lads, and I know that like I'm making myself sound dead old and using older than me, so you just gonna laugh at me. But like, are you on to the way that like last week when I was a kid, you're a twat, you know? Nah, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, you could get like a Freddo, you could get like a 20p packet of crisps, you could get like a little drink, lad, you could get some other little sweets. Like, you could get a bit of everything for £2 when I was a kid, lad. Now it's different, though. Like, fuck knows about when you was a kid, you old bastard, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When I was a kid, you get cans of Coke and that for 40p, lads.
Yeah. You go in, you get a pack of crisps, a sandwich, a drink, chocolate bar.
Lads, you can get a Mars bar, pack of crisps with a can.
But you can't now because there's fucking cameras everywhere.
So what will we get, lads?
What are you getting then? £2? Fridge rate.
I probably just the drink because they're all about £1.79 in there anyway.
San Pellegrino's, lad, a lemon one, and a pack of Monster Munch, lad. Them fucking
Would you have enough
Monster
for
Munch.
a pack of Monster Munch?
Yeah, like quid each, innit? Quid each.
They're not a quid each, lad. They're about £1.30. Trust me. Like, especially if you get lads. That's how much drinks are, lads. Especially
that's why you get the expensive drinks in the meal deal. To be fair, that's why you get all the expensive bits and put them in.
Yeah, standard.
Right, more questions coming in. Really enjoying this. Pineapple on pizza? ? What a fucking great question.
That is a disgrace.
It's not for me.
That is a disgrace. No, that's a disgrace. Anyone who does that is wrong, mate. Pineapple on pizza.
Wrong, James?
It's so wrong. Like, I don't even know. I can't even comprehend how wrong that is. I don't know what you've been brought up in your life to believe, to think that pineapple and pizza is a good combination. That's just like, do you want me to tell you what's that the equivalent to? Balotelli, Barini and Ricky Lambert. That's what that's the equivalent to. It's a disgrace. And anyone who has it, I can't associate myself with. So, Alex, if you're about to tell me that you're a big fan, oh yeah, man, easy. Square sweet.
Fuck off.
No pineapple, no?
Nah, lad, not for. It's not for me, mate.
See, because we're all Scousers, so we actually have taste buds that are proper, do you know what I mean? We don't make shit like that.
Scouse buds, lads.
Scouse buds.
Question, lovely comment here. Pooch Mount. Yes, Doyle, what the fuck? Get that channel done soon as. I cannot believe he hasn't got a channel. We're emoji as well. Like, fucking hell, this guy's a stupid tit for not having a channel, you know. Honestly.
Know, lads. Let me explain to you why I don't do this, right? So, with the work that I do, I go to loads of schools. Listen, lad, just let me explain myself, lads. Yeah.
Go on.
So I go to loads of schools, lad, and I do this for the passion of football. So, I've been doing freestyling for about 8 years, 9 years, a long time, 7 years, something like this. And I go to schools and I teach kids about growth mindset and resilience and all type of stuff like that. And I'm old school. I'm 28 years old. So growing up, mate, I didn't have social medias and all that. I just love football and I play football. And I was successful at it outside of social media. And so now I'm coming into social media world. You know, I can be successful in this world as well by creating channels on YouTube and stuff. But it's also something that's pretty new to me, essentially. So I'm just starting it up and building it up as I go along now. And it's catching momentum, and with guys like you used to support me, lads.
Doyle has just said to himself, listen, to all the Kop TV viewers, me and Alex will make it our fucking mission to make sure this man, or this man should I say, up here, will get a fucking channel.
Nice one, boys. Thank you.
A fucking YouTube channel, trust me, because
thank you.
And you know what, lads? Good on you for the good work that you do already, but it's about time that you get your fucking shit out there.
Thank you, lads.
All of that stuff is incredible, but you can't go in schools and do that now, so you've got to adapt. And now you get on YouTube and you tag along with us and you make content, you put all your skills on there. It's a different market, bro. And trust me, you're ready for it. Kiefer here saying, why adds nice sweetness to the pizza? Let's not even get involved in this, in replying to this though, lads. Please. What's your thoughts on all petrol and diesel cars getting off the road and getting replaced by e-cars? I mean, it's just a sign of the times, isn't it? I think they say by 2040, all cars will be electric cars. So listen, if it's good for the planet, you can't really disagree with it. It needs to become more affordable, obviously.
All three of us don't drive. None of us drive here, so. So I live in London. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if you live in London, you don't really need to drive. And like I live in central London in Zone 2. I don't need to drive. I live right next to about 4 tube stations that'll take me wherever I need to go in about 5 minutes. driving in London and big cities is pointless because you end up stuck in traffic. In fact, me and Gilly, we got a taxi the other day from footy, and I said to him, lads, just get on the train with me, lad, because it'll take 2 seconds. It's outside me, Canada. And he's like, nah, lad, just get a taxi. It's better, innit? And it took about 30 minutes, lad. I was like, we would have been home about 25 minutes ago, Gilly, lads. So, you know what I mean? Like,
in Liverpool, the car's actually useful.
Yeah, in Liverpool it is. Like, in Liverpool it is, lads. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I need to fucking get one myself.
Transport in Liverpool is not great.
I agree. I think just do whatever you can to make the world a better place.
Yeah, man, that's exactly it, lad, isn't it?
That's the overall message for not just this question, but how you should live life in general. But Doyle says that, but he still turns up everywhere late. So let's move on to... Here we go then. Doyle's going to absolutely fucking love this question.
Yeah.
What did you go to order?
Numero uno. I'm going to get some shumais. Then I'm going to get some, what are they called? Hargao. And then I'm going to get some Singapore vermicelli. And then some ribs of some kind, lads. That depends what ones they got on the menu, lads. You know what I'm saying? And then, what else would I get? Some nice green tea, lad, just to cleanse the palate as I'm going through the different dim sum selection. Yeah.
Wow, fuck me, that's very sophisticated, James.
Do you know what, lad? Me and my ma just usually order like some rice, barbecue sauce, some prawn crackers. We get some shumais as well. Like
shumais are power, auntie.
Lad, shumais are the fucking one, mate. They're so pink. Fucking what else do we get? We get some spring rolls, some. Do you know what, lad? We just get a bit of fucking everything, you know.
Yeah, that's what you do with Chinese, though. That's why I like it, lads. You just get bits of everything, lads.
Oh, yeah, like a bit of a buffet.
Seaweed, lads.
Oh my God, you're a sick man. Oh my God, lad, I want to give you a kiss, but you're in the lad, are you mad? Are you mad?
Seaweed, lads.
Crispy seaweed is the one. I tell my ma to get myself a tub, a £4 tub every single time. I'm not chatting shit to you, lad. A big fuck off tub, and I will scran the fucker until it's done, lad.
It's salty goodness, that, lad. You just put it on top of your whole scran and just go,
lad, it's gorgeous, mate. It's absolute. Have you ever tried that, Alex?
Yeah, of course, mate.
Lads, it's fucking boss, mate.
Hey, Jay, have you ever had a salt and pepper box, kidder?
I have had a salt and pepper box. And
yeah, lads, so you get ribs, chicken, onion rings, fucking chips, all kinds of mad meat in that, lads. It's the scattiest thing you've ever seen in your life, but it's delicious, lad, and you want to eat it.
I don't want to be TMI or anything, but it sends your ass west. But believe me,
it does, lads. It probably
does. You know what I mean, lads? Fucking hell, mate.
You see, the next day, like, you feel it, lad, but it's worth it. It's all worth it.
It's worth it to fuck. Yeah.
Oh my God, GoPal has just come up with a fucking great idea for Doyle here. DO, so do your live entertainment, Doyle. Oh my God, my mind is blown. Have you seen what he's done there?
Like what?
DOYLE. Look at it.
Oh yeah, fucking hell. Take a screenshot of that, innit?
Yeah, quickly before this goes, honestly, because you know.
Honestly, budgie.
There we go. Screenshot taken. I mean, this is a great question from David. He says, not to be political, but is there such thing as a Liverpudlian Tory? I'm actually going to say something here. I believe there isn't, but when I was sitting on the Kop and we were all going F the Tories, which I was fully involved with, a guy who, I won't say his name, but he might have been on this channel at one point, not anymore though. And as we were singing it, I looked at him and he goes, can't really sing that when you've got to send me to tax can you? I was just like, wow, okay, no worries at all. But yeah, in general, David, there isn't really. I think there's 5 Tory MPs that represent Liverpool.
There's no Tories in Liverpool, lads. And I don't know them. And anyone that I know doesn't want to know them. And anyone that they know doesn't want to know them, lads. So
I'll tell you now, if there is any, then they're undercover because...
Yeah, lad, they won't be saying it in Liverpool, lad. No way.
100%.
And listen, with what that government's doing right now, mate, you know, with everything that's going on, making footballers do the work for them, then I don't really give a fuck if I say anything bad about them. You're on it, lad.
Literally, yeah, lad, taking food out of kids' mouths and that. Fucking
madness.
There we go. F the Tories. That's what we all stand
for. That's the energy.
Every day. 100%.
And the sun, lads. Fuck the Tories. Fuck the sun.
Yeah.
All of that.
All of that shit. Right. Here's a good one. Favourite trainers. I'm going to go, and I am going to say the Air Jordan 3 Cements. Ultimate trainer for me. My favourite trainer. I've got 2 pairs of this shoe. And yeah, if you've seen the trainer stuff that I do, the sneaker presenting and that, then you'll know that already. But yeah, favorite trainers, the Air Jordan 3s.
I've got two pair of trainees, and you already know what they fucking are, lads. You already know. Right, so yeah, so let me just whip them out now. So every single scouser when you're born, lads, you're just given these as birthright. This is your birthright, lad. You deserve these because you're a scouser, lad. So Uno is these.
110s,
lads. These bad boys here, lad. These are the ones that you're gifted as a child, lads. These are the ones, yeah. And you know what's mad about these trainees as well, lad? As you grow, lad, they grow as well, lad. So you always fit your foot, lad. That's the unique trait of the scouser, lads. And then just to mix it up, lad, the exact same colours and training, but a 90 instead, lad, innit? Just in a 90 version instead.
Yeah.
Lad. You know what I mean?
I love how he's got both on his feet already.
Yeah.
Just ready to go, lad, on my hands.
That's how Doyle walks round, to be fair. He has a pair of 110s on two of his hands, and then two pairs, and then a pair of 90s on his feet.
Just to make sure everybody knows I'm proper Scouse, lad. I'm like, hey.
Literally on the phone,
What's happening, kid?
Okay, love that. James, trainer?
Do you know what, lads? I'm not really good with the names of them yet, but I've got these black trainees downstairs, lad, that are heavy. I wish I could show them, but yeah, the Nike ones, like
I've seen you wear them.
I wore them on Triple H Sport.
The TNs.
Are they TNs or they
Do you know
the TNs with the Vapor Max sole?
I
TNs with the Vapor Max sole, lad. That's what they are.
I've seen them,
yeah,
bro.
Man.
I actually love this. Air Max 1s are the best Nike Silo. I actually agree. I do think
Silo.
Yeah, silhouette silo. Yeah, it's trainer jargon, mate. You wouldn't
Okay. Sorry, bud.
No, but seriously, the Air Max 1s are one of the best trainer silos of all time. I've got to say, really like this dynamic with James. Good show. What, you don't like the dynamic with Doyle? Get out of here. You're a disgrace.
They didn't say that, lad. They said they liked
I know, yeah. Alex is just trying to pick out the bad thing.
Why do you want me, lads? Right, we've got some more coming in here. These are brilliant. I do love the random questions.
No, it's boss, isn't it?
Let me scroll down to get a good one there. Do a show with Kopish. Already done one, and I'm happy to do a lot more. Great guys they are. Right, where's that one I just found here? Right, this is a great question. Which Liverpool legend who has died would you like to meet? Me, Bill Shankly. I mean, Dinesh, that's a great question. Absolutely great question. I'm going to go with Bob Paisley, just because I think meeting Bill would have been an unbelievable, unforgettable experience. But I think if I was going to choose, actually, I don't know, because Bill's the originator. And
Bro, you've got to choose Bill. You've got to choose Bill every time. He's the character, lads. Bob was the professional, lad. Bill was the character and the passion and what started Liverpool Football Club.
Like,
lad.
if you admire to meet Jurgen Klopp, then you should admire to meet Bill.
Exactly.
Yeah, lads, exactly, brother. It's Bill Shankly every day, brother. It is like there's no one else I'd rather meet, lads. Imagine speaking to that motherfucker about Liverpool, lad. It's like his passion would come through about 65. You'd love Liverpool even more than you do right now, lads. By speaking to him.
Exactly, but it's like the tradition that I've had growing up of like knowing my team is a big club. Thankfully, I've never really had to get bullied in school or anything for my club. Like we've had shit periods, but we could always hang on to our greatness that started under like Shankly and stuff like that. So it's just like if it weren't for him and what he brought to Liverpool, then it's like we don't have this perspective about our great club that we do. Like we still love it and we still support it, but it's not the same aura if he weren't ever there. And I suppose that's the same with anything, but you know what I'm trying to say? Just with the achievements that he's done.
Everyone's Bill, yeah?
Yeah, everyone man like Bill. There's no other one.
Bill was the Jurgen of the 60s and the 70s, so I've got to go with Bill. Great question.
To be fair, lad, Bill was the Bill of the 60s, lad. Bill's Bill. There is no other Bill Shankly, lads. There is no other Bill Shankly, kid.
Bill's Bill, and that's that.
Bill's Bill, yeah.
So here says, AGT, you the man. And then he also says, I miss posting in, man. Do something similar. So yeah, I was actually talking about posting in last night, football challenge show that I did on Grime Daily. I am going to do something similar. We've got a show starting called Kop Bins, which is actually very similar. So keep a lookout for that. I heard there was a couple of thousand in Walton voted Tory. We're not getting into this. Fuck it. Fucking hell. We're not getting into all this. None of this. This is another great question from Ondrej. Good pronunciation from myself there. Ondrej. Which defender would you take back from retirement? There's only one answer, and that's Mr. Sami Hyypiä.
Yeah, man. I was going to say Sami Hyypiä.
Carragher, bro, he's shite, but he's fucking boss.
No, I'm taking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Carragher, you know, he's fucking shite, but he's boss. You know
yeah, lads, exactly, lads.
Sami Doyle.
Yeah.
Sami Hyypiä was just
Sammy and Virgil together, lad. That'd be naughty, that wouldn't it?
The
cold steel.
Why do I feel like
Hyypiä and Virgil?
As a rock.
Why do I feel like that Sami Hyypiä would tell Virgil what to do?
Yeah, he would, lad. He fully would.
Why do I feel like it?
He'd have that stain. You know what, lads? I met Sami Hyypiä, by the way. He's a lovely guy.
Yeah, I've met him. I met him like
a lovely
couple
guy,
of years ago. He's fucking
and he's
sick.
extremely tall.
Extremely fucking tall. Yeah.
No, I love it. Would you lads? This is a great question. Who would you lads rather go on the ale with? Liam Gallagher, Maradona, or Gerrard? First and foremost, if you're going out with Gallagher and Maradona, it's not just the ale that you're going to be on. Let's have it right.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, it's more than just the ale with that. Gotta go with Stevie G.
Yeah, of course, lads. We're all Scousers here, lad. Like, really, in my head, right, I want to go with Maradona because he's going to take me to have a fucking naughty time, lad. He's going to have a naughty time, lad. I feel like
he's going to have some stories, lad.
Yeah, lads, you know what I mean? Lad, I feel like I'd walk away with some stories as well after spending the night with him.
Yeah.
So, but I'm a Scouser, so I want to speak to Gerrard because Gerard's Gerrard, isn't it, lad? So, Gerrard.
Bill's Bill. Stevie, and he's
Gerrard, lad.
We're all going with Gerrard. Here's a great question, Doyle, and I actually know the answer to this. Do people get sussy around Doyle when they hear his accent in London?
Yeah, lads. So do you know what? It's something that I've had to actually learn to deal with sometimes, right? So if I speak to people, right, sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, I've got to watch me wallet around you," or "I've got to watch me," and I'm like, lads. It gets to the point where I don't even entertain it anymore. I don't even speak to the person that's doing it. Like, if I get judged for the way I speak or, you know, how I behave, like, is not on how I behave, then it's just stupid and it says more about the person than it does about me. Like, I've got a computer science degree. You know, I'm not stupid. I'm Scouser, but I'm not stupid. And people from the north, just because we've got accents, doesn't mean we're unintelligent. I've done a lot of things in my life, like, that I'm very proud of. And I wouldn't have anyone tell me that I'm sussy or I'm any certain way because I'm a Scouser, lad. Fuck off, you know? But yeah, they do. In answer to that question, trigger me there a little bit. Yeah, it happens all the time, and it pisses me off.
That's like, you're on it, though. That's just the way it is because the perceptions that's made about Liverpool and Scousers as a whole. But at the end of the day, as long as that you have that attitude, as I don't give a fuck about what you think about me, mate. You know what I mean? It does just speak volumes about them, so it's like...
And something up here, Doyle, shove people who judge you down. They're one of us. Judge you down there, yeah.
I just don't even entertain it anymore, lad. I've got to the point, where like if someone says something to me, lad, I'll just laugh at them, lads. I won't say anything back to them in like an insulting way. I'll just be like, "Son, lad, you done, kid." Like I'll make them feel like it's hit, lads. It's the worst, lad. It does me head in. But also, it's a fucking like I can say like I'm thick skin, lad. I'm not asked.
I've been with both of you in London before, and I've been with James where he's kind of walked into a room and everyone like he obviously says, "Yeah, how are we, fellas?" and all this, and then troops will go, "Oh, I love him. I love him."
That's the opposite reaction too. So you get both sides of it. To be honest,
that's what I was gonna say. I usually get quite a good reception of people who are from different places. Like, "Oh my God, are you Scouts?" So like when you tell me that there is the odd people who are a bit like that, it's like, well, that just really does speak about them because they're just muppets, mate. You know what I mean? They clearly just don't even know how to fucking. How to even be sociable with people. So if you can only be sociable with people who are similar to you or whatever and not from somewhere that... Like, for example, you just mentioned Troops there, Alex. It's like, he's a fucking G lad, do you know what I mean? He's sound as fuck. So it's like, he is going to show that respect. And like, when I did go, they did show me love, lad, do you know what I mean? They were like, "Wow, your accent's fucking mad," but it was in like a funny way, though. Do you know what I mean? They actually like the way it was like they were like, "Wow, you fucking speak mad." He's like, you know what I mean? Sound like a fucking cat and that. You know what I mean?
Oh, fucking hell. Brilliant. We'll get through a couple more. Mitchell says he's a Scouser as well, gets it everywhere he goes. It says more about them. Which ex-Liverpool player did you despise whilst at the club? Lads, I'm going to throw a name in. I actually think I've done, in lockdown, did I not do like a most hated top 5 Liverpool hate players? Anyway, El Hadj Diouf was at the top.
Of course it is, lads. Who else is it going to be, lads?
To say, innit?
Fucking hell.
Diouf just was, he was fucking crazy. He was a madman. Lads.
Yeah, 100%. Here's a good one. If you could have one player who was always injured at Liverpool and give him a clean bill of health, which player would it be?
Daniel Sturridge every single day.
Wow.
Daniel
Sturridge. Wow.
Yeah, Sturridge, lad. Sturridge was fucking... Right, so there's 2 players in my mind. Daniel Agger and Daniel Sturridge. The reason why I say Daniel Sturridge is because Daniel Agger wasn't in our team at a time where we were like... I don't know, he was all right. But he got injured a lot. And Daniel Sturridge, for me, was the best English striker at one point when he was fit. He was better than Kane, lad. He would smoke Kane, lad. The different array of finishes that fella could do, lad, was insane. He could take men on. He could score from anywhere on the pitch. He'd score with 1 touch, 2 touch, any amount of touch. It doesn't matter what it was, lad. He'd score. So for me, Danny Sturridge, lad. I wish he was fitter. He only played half the games that he played, but he was with us for. Sturridge. Every day, lads, Sturridge. Brilliant player.
I think, I'm not going to lie, when I first answered that question, I was just thinking of current players, but like, I agree, I think Sturridge is a shout, but I'm actually going to stick with Oxlade-Chamberlain because, fucking hell, mate, when he did come in that first season, I'm not going to lie, I was thinking, how have we just signed Oxlade-Chamberlain from fucking Arsenal? Sounds
like, mad, wasn't it?
It looks like we've signed some absolutely world-class player from like Barcelona who's just added so much to our team. Like, he was just amazing when he came in. He just started adding different dynamics. He was linking up well with other players. He was scoring. Remember that goal he scored against City? That goal against City? Are you mad? Like, are you mad? Like, he's unreal. Like, Oxlade-Chamberlain, when he was on form and when he was fit and fired, and he was making statements to be our best midfielder, arguably. That season could have been one of our best players, do you know what I mean? Especially when he was building up that run of form. So it's devastating to see that he hasn't been able to stay fit since then, because I reckon we could be thinking of Oxlade-Chamberlain in the same conversation as like a Henderson now, if he stayed fit.
Yeah. Kiefer here says, boys, I can't decide now, Sturridge or Agger. I'm going to go with... Is it wild of me to say... Is it wild of me to say Michael Owen?
Yeah, it is. I knew you were going to say that. I absolutely knew you were going to say that, lad. He played for Man United and he left us, lad. You can't say
that was
Michael
after,
Owen, bro. I don't care. I'm not asked.
I'm on
you can't say anybody that's not a long service.
Nah, Doyle, I'm on to what you mean, lad, but you can still put it in the conversation because he was a different footballer when he was playing, though.
Yeah, he was.
And when, at that time, he hadn't done that Man United thing. So we're talking about hypothetically when they were playing for Liverpool. If Michael Owen stayed fit and we got what we did from him, and like...
He wouldn't have left.
That's what I mean. So it's like we would have had more glory years of...
He would have left. He still would have left what he's talking about. He would have left.
No, but he wouldn't have left at that specific time, though. And it's like, yeah, even though it was...
No, he left because he'd won a Ballon d'Or, mate, and everyone thought he was sick. And even though he got injured, people still wanted him. It doesn't matter that like he was injured. He got injured and people still wanted to buy him and he still chipped.
Even if that is true, even if that is true though, yeah, it's just like you could have got so much more from him if he stayed fit, and we don't know the full logistics behind him.
I just can't give him any redemption, lad. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. And don't worry, I wouldn't give it to him, but I just think it's worth a conversation.
As soon as he put that Man United shirt on, lad, he was dead to me, bro.
Hear me out though, bro. Hear me out. I was exactly the same as you. I was fuck Owen, used to be my hero, broke my heart, played for them scum. Nah, forget him, fuck him. I was exactly the same. But then I listened to Jamie Carragher's podcast with him, The Greatest Game. And he says, at the time, Benitez came in and said, listen, we don't really want you to be here anymore. I've got different plans. I'm bringing in Djibril Cissé. You know, I've got a different vision. And Real Madrid knock up. You're going, Doyle. You're going. Yeah, you're going. And then, get on this. When they
said... That's not the problem. Now you've gone to...
Let me finish. When Real Madrid, a year later, said, well, we don't want you anymore. We just brought in... who was it at the time? I think they brought in Robinho. And they said, he's our star man. And he's like, cool, I can go back to Liverpool then. They go, no, the only person that's bid enough for you is, and your clause is 16 mil, by the way. The only people prepared to pay that is Newcastle. Liverpool only want to give us 8 million. So unless they can double it, you're going Newcastle. So he goes, right, I'm going Newcastle, but in my contract, I'm going to have a buyback clause from Liverpool where I can do a year Newcastle and then go back to Liverpool. Does his year, calls up Carragher. Can I come back to Liverpool yet? No, you can't. Rafa's just bought, I think it was Torres. And that would have been the season that Owen came back. We just got Torres. Okay, cool. So you play for Newcastle a bit. And then you're probably about 28 at the time. You should really be entering the peak years. And then you get a phone call. You can leave Newcastle. The only clubs that want you are Everton, Hull, and Manchester United. You're not going to go to Hull. You shouldn't really be going to either Everton or Man United. But as a professional, you're thinking, got 3 years left. Can I have another crack? The team that I desperately want to go back still don't want me. So fuck it. Can you understand it now?
So
he was desperate to come back to Liverpool.
But I can understand it. Doesn't mean I respect it, brother.
In fact, I've got a side.
Doesn't make me respect something.
I've got a side with Doyle here. By the way, Alex, this is where I've got to kind of switch to the other side, because although I do feel like with the conversation we was having before, I do think Michael Owen would be a shout to at least put him in that conversation. But with this, I do not ever condone a move to Man United or Everton. And I understand, like, there is so much more that comes into it in football. Like, it's your job. You need to work, and like that's the best job that you could have got at the time, a striker for Manchester United, realistically. So I understand from that perspective. But when he makes out, it's just like since then and before then, it's like in hindsight, he chats that he loves Liverpool and like he has this proper love for the club.
Exactly, lads.
You don't do that.
Do you know you lads? See, if I play for Liverpool, lad, and you release me, and then Man United go, do you want to play for us, Doyle? I'll go, no, lads. No, I don't. Simple as that, lads. Do you know why? Because I'm a servant of the club. Because I love the club, lad. It's part of who I am. It's part of my identity, lad. With Michael Owen, lad, that's not part of who he is, lad. That he was a solo man, obviously, because he wants to be a professional, and that's what he's done, lad. And good on him. I understand it all, lad. But it doesn't mean, from a Liverpool perspective, that I respect it, and I won't. And that's about it, really.
Very interesting here. Owen, Sterling are snakes. That's why that's what they are all at the time.
No, I don't think Sterling's a snake.
I don't think Sterling's a snake. I don't think Sterling. Anything that he done was that bad. I don't think anything. Looking back. At the time, I was pissed, but like that's because at that time we just lost Luis Suarez because he was just sold.
Yeah.
Obviously Sturridge was getting injured a lot. Gerrard had just retired. We were going through a big change at the club, where in and around the time that Sterling was wanting to leave. And the biggest issue about it was he was just perceived as this kid who wanted to grab more money from Manchester City. But it's like, first off, is he really that wrong for doing that? And second off, it's like he didn't ever chat like he was ever in love with Liverpool. Like, obviously,
he respected
us. He respected us. You know, he had love for the club because we gave him an opportunity. But the realistic thing was, he never loved Liverpool like a Michael Owen said he loved Liverpool, or like a Steven Gerrard said
he never said
Liverpool.
He did either.
So it's like that. So when he left, he's going literally to win more stuff. And I'm not going to lie, obviously before pre-Jurgen Klopp, it looks like that was a fucking phenomenal choice. So it's not even like. I don't even think it was Pep who brought him in, but it was just a better move for him overall. It was more right for him. He was younger. He was playing around players like Sergio Aguero, playing around players like, you know what I mean? David Silva, Vincent Kompany.
For me, lads.
Guaranteed trophies. You cannot turn that down when you're a young player and you want to be one of the greatest of all time. So I do not compare Michael Owen's situation and Raheem Sterling's. Not a chance.
We put too much pressure on Raheem Sterling. He was a 19-year-old kid, lad. We put too much pressure on him. We put him up front and said, score loads of goals, lad. As a 19-year-old kid, whose finishing wasn't great. So he just wants to, he was like, I'm done with this, lad. After Suarez and Sterling was, after Suarez chipped and Sturridge was just injured all the time, everything was left to him, lad. And it's not good for his development to be placed in that much pressure all the time, lad. So he went to a place, like he said, where he can just grow around all these good players. Simple as that, really.
Love that. Listen, guys, we're going to call it a day there. We really could go on further and further, but my battery's only got 4% because I left the charger in the other room. But guys, like we said, Doyle, off to start a YouTube channel now. As we finish here, you'll be setting up the Freestyle DM YouTube channel. We love that. Big fan of it. James is going to be doing what James does, banging out videos on a daily basis, and we'll see both of them on the fan cams for tomorrow's game against West Ham. Quick score prediction, 3-1. Doyle, what are you going for?
3-1 myself.
James?
Joe, I'm going to make a little triple threat, 3-1. Because I actually was going to say 3-1, by the way. 3-1 series.
There you go. Love that. Listen, the lads, thanks for your thoughts and predictions for tomorrow. We're all going with 3-1. We'll see you tomorrow after the game. Take care.
See you later, boys. Up the Reds.